Okay, let's take the next couple of questions and we'll go to 160. So we're question 157. 157. What do we have here? So let's see. Right, so we have so we're kind of playing around with variances, really playing around with variances. Police authority has a budget for building maintenance of 24 grand. It is profile straight line, so that means that 24 grand. Remember, I told you profile is just month to month. So we're really saying that what's happening here is that we have 24,000 for the year. So if we profile that over 12 months, we have 2 grand for each month over 12 months. So by the end of month 7, technically our profile will be showing 14,000. That's what our profile will be saying. So I'll just change my pen color. So what's actually happened is that it's telling us at the end of month 7 we have actually spent 15 grand. And so the question really here is, well, what's the situation? What's the consequence of this? So we actually have spent 1,000 more than what we should be spending. So our variance technically at this point, if you like, is £1,000 overspend, because we spent more than what the profile says. It's 2 grand every month, if you like, and then we're going to get 24,000 at the end of the year. So that's the answer there for that one, C. Question 158 literally is a repetition, literally is a repeat of question, let's just go back up to it, of question 155. It's literally the same thing. So we did that already. Literally it's the same question. There's no change in that question, and the answer was B. But I think it's good practice to do it again. It's good practice to do it again. This is an interesting one. When I say interesting, it's just you're just adding and subtracting, really. It says that this is a profiled budget for the end of the mid-year accounting period, 6 months. So you have an annual budget, and they've done a profile, and this is the actual expenditure. So they want to know what the variances would be for these 5 budgets at the end of this accounting period, so the 6-month accounting period. And so, really, we're comparing profile and actual. So comparing this here is, I'm just going to use favorable and adverse as my sort of terms. So here we have you've spent less than you actually should have. So this is favorable. You've spent 240 more than you should have. That's adverse. You've spent 110 more than you should have. That's adverse. You have spent £10 less than you should have. So that's favorable. And you've spent 250 more than you should have. And that's adverse. Add all these together. So when I say add them together, this 350 minus, I'm going to go with favorable being the positive thing. 350 minus 240 minus 110 minus 10 plus 200, plus 10 minus 250, right? Because that's adverse, adverse, favorable, adverse, and you will arrive at 240 negative, if you like. So that's that one. Question 159. And then with question 160, it's just being cautious as to, I'm sure you are reading these before you're doing the videos. It's important. Fleet charges of 120,000. Well, really, they tell us that this is fixed and charged monthly, so that's 10 grand each month. And they want to know what's going on in 6 months. So as far as my fleet charges are concerned, I'm expecting profiled, that's 6 months, so that's 60,000 by month 6, by the way. Then fuel, it says that we notice that you use twice as much in the first half than in the second half of the year. So you have the 60,000. I mean, if you're creating an equation, you would say 2x plus x, where this is for the first 6 months, because you use twice as much than in the second year. And then that 2x plus that is equal to 60,000, and therefore 3x is equal to 60,000, and then the x is equal to 20,000. So that means you're using 40,000 in the first period and 20,000 in the second period. I only turned it into an equation. You didn't have to. You can just split it in the ratio 2 to 1. You just go ahead and do as you want. So it means that we're expecting to use fuel of 40,000 in the first 6 months of the year. So 40,000 plus the 60,000, we're expecting our budget to be 100,000 in the first 6 months of the year, and you have used 95. So well done to you. We have a £5,000 underspend. Right? £5,000 underspend. So profiling again is just breaking it up into months and then working from there. Cool, great stuff. And then we'll carry on in our next set of videos.